Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is Mick Shots, streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app. Now, here are Bill Jones, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
Well, there we go.
I was waiting on that.
And this is going to be on a fabulous football fight song Friday.
Look at all those F's. Effing football.
That's right. Ah, yes. This takes me back to 30 to 28. Captain Comeback was born. Yes. Roger Staubach against the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs on December 24th, 1971. Man. Yes, it takes me back to all those great moments in Cowboys 49ers history.
Good and bad.
Mickey, can you think of any other moments in Cowboys 49ers history?
Yeah, Mickey, I'm sure he can think
92, 93 was pretty good.
Everson, can you think of any moments in Cowboys 49ers history?
No good moments. Just...
See how nice I am?
Well, you weren't here.
I wasn't.
Yes, I was. You were here. Bill was here.
Were you paying attention?
Where were you working?
I was actually in Lubbock, Texas, my first TV job. Yep.
So did you talk bad about me?
Actually, wait a second.
Did you call me out?
He didn't know any better then.
Did he ccall me out? He probably called me out.
I was like 2 months into the job. Yeah. I was afraid.
You got to throw somebody under the bus when you're that young.
That's right. That's right. Got to make a name for yourself. That Everson Walls guy.
Everson Walls.
Look, if he just had better vertical, he could have gotten up there.
I don't know, white guy out jumped Everson. I heard he had vertical.
So here it is. It's the latest installment of the series. It goes back over a half century. The Cowboys and the Niners. I can't wait for Sunday Night Football.
Me neither. I'm ready.
You know what?
Ready to go.
I was supposed to do an interview with somebody from San Francisco. I forgot all about that.
Oh, that guy might be voting for a Hall of Fame.
I know,
what are you doing? I thought we told you yesterday.
My bad, bro. My bad. Ah, there it is.
Who's it with?
KFF and ESPN.
Okay.
No, that's a survey. That's a survey. That was a health survey with some guy.
You know, one thing I've noticed this week is the tours have seemed to get larger this week here at the Star at Frisco. Have you noticed that, Mick?
It was great advertising.
Right. Yeah, Jerry knows exactly what he's doing.
So they asked Jerry about it.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
And he said, I told him, write all you want because now everybody's going to know we got tours.
That's right. Hey,
it seems to have worked.
He can't help but falling uphill. It's just the way it is.
We just had a big tour that came by the SWBC podcast studio, and they...
Well, Everson and I were walking down the hallway behind him, and the guy
What did they call us?
Guy said, move over to the side. We've got personnel coming through.
Personnel.
We were personnel.
We are personnel.
And they did announce, I did hear, I was in the hallway at the opposite end of the hallway, and I did hear the tour guide say, that's... former Cowboys great Everson Walls.
Oh, did he say that? Okay.
And what about me?
Former
yeah.
me. Former Cowboy great beat writer. I don't know. Hey, here it is. Hi, Everson. It's Sam Lubman. Produced a morning roast for 95.7, the game here in Frisco. Love to talk to you on Friday morning. But
that didn't happen.
Sorry, guys.
So roast was what they do or what they drink?
I think
morning coffee.
Yes, that's
probably
what they drink.
Yeah,
yes.
but at Cowboys Week, they're going to roast Everson Walls.
Yeah. Man, I snuck by, didn't call anybody.
And you know what? These people on the tours are aware of what took place. Because Everson was like, okay, hurry up, go on, we're behind you, get going. This lady just started laughing. They're aware.
They are aware.
They're aware of what?
of the story.
Yeah, of
About the tours.
The tour
Oh,
story.
I got you.
Oh,
I
no,
got you.
they are. Everyone's so giddy now.
I had
on
the catch
tour.
on my mind.
The catch.
Hey man.
Yeah, that they were.
Welcome to the club.
I told you, Eric tried talking to me, Brad's brother. when I
Eric
was
Sham,
coming
yep.
through, Eric Sham, and he said something. I don't know what he might. I said, "Hey, do not disturb my concentration. I got a podcast to do," and everybody busted out
Yeah,
laughing.
man. I
They
think
knew.
everybody's giddy on these tours. Hey, let's see how we can screw things up.
Let's.
How much of an impact can we make?
Can we be a distraction?
That's right.
So you like the way Jerry answered the question, though, this morning?
It was great.
And I wonder if that'll get some run now. Then Jerry says he likes the fact that they're tours. More people will be participating in the tour, more money.
And still, there is no distraction. I'm sorry.
That's right.
I
There
just
is
thought
no-
it was.
there is no distraction.
That's like really reaching for a story. I mean, we feel like that they reach all the time with us. There's always these worst case scenarios. You know, we're 5 games into the season. I think it was 4 games to the season. Are the Cowboys going to make the playoffs? Dude, we're 4 games into the season. Everybody chill. Why are we the topic of conversation when you've got other teams out there that is having the same amount of problems that we have? There's so
what do you
much
think
parity
about
going on right now? It's
How
ridiculous.
about the Rams last Saturday? The Rams were 1-4 last Saturday, and they beat the Raiders on Sunday, and now they beat. Last Saturday, the Vikings were unbeaten, and last night they get Puka back, they get Cooper back,
Made a
and
big
now they've won 2 in a row. They're 3-4, and by the end of the weekend, they could be a half game out of first place
See
in
that?
the NFC West.
See that? And we're looking at the same thing here. But we need our players back. That's the difference. We need our players back because otherwise, game and a half out?
Yeah.
Yep.
Game and a half out? That's nothing right now.
And not
I
playing
mean, especially
either
Washington.
of the teams in front of them.
Yeah.
And by the way, the Commanders, Jaden Daniels was not seen on the practice field today, the media portion of practice, and so it looks like Jaden Daniels may not be going for Washington on Sunday against Caleb Williams in Chicago. So they could be looking at.
Man, that would have been a great
That's right.
matchup.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep. There's a reason that CBS has that in the 3:25 window on Sunday with Nance and Romo calling that game. But now it looks like it'll be Caleb Williams versus Marcus Mariota.
And the Bears will have a week to get ready for Marcus Mariota. So whatever he did last week, now they know who's playing.
Right.
Or at least they got to think they can.
And the Eagles go to Cincinnati on Sunday.
That's going to be tough.
And there's a Cincinnati team that's trying to get its legs again and probably will. And so it is still so very early.
11 games left.
It's a whole college season, basically.
Yes. Or at least the former whole college season.
Old school.
I don't want to keep saying this, and we're like 14 games into the season.
Still a lot of
Still
football
a lot
left
of
to be
football
played.
left. We got 4 games to make up. Nah, bro. Yeah, so we don't want that.
All right, so you heard Jerry this morning. You heard Dak talk yesterday in the locker room. What's on your mind, Mickey?
What are they talking about, Spags? Tell me what they're talking about.
Well, Jerry kind of behaved himself.
Oh, that was no fun.
Yeah. Didn't make me laugh. Didn't
Right.
make me think.
Might be a little nervous.
But Dak was talking about getting married.
Dak's getting how he was going to propose.
I heard. I haven't.
Well,
I didn't.
I'm sure they asked him about getting married,
Yes,
right? He
yes.
didn't just
Oh,
bring up
yeah,
getting married.
Yeah.
Well, I was told.
How'd you spend your bye week?
How many questions were asked about the 49ers of Dak?
I had to leave early,
I was told
but
that it's
there
a
might not have been
12-minute session with the media, and not a question was
none,
asked
right?
about
Yeah.
the 49ers.
Why is that?
because they had to ask
You got to ask about the tours. You got to ask about Jerry's comments on the radio. You got to ask about your engagement and
your
there was-
connection with CD.
that route running, Aikman.
So how did that work? You know, I guess I can bring it up. Troy was he sent out a post on X. I'm pretty sure you guys saw it. and it talked about the ineptitude of our wide receivers.
Well, he did it on the ticket.
Okay, talk to me then.
That's how it got out.
Okay.
And he was saying that they aren't running good routes. They don't get off the line of scrimmage fast enough.
As opposed to when he compared it to the Baltimore Ravens.
Right, and that at the top of the stem or whatever, the cuts aren't accurate. And
do you buy that at all?
Well, I don't know that I'm a route expert. I can tell when guys are open or not.
Yeah, right.
And, you know, a lot of times they're not open. McCarthy kind of knocked it down initially, and then he talked more about the routes and how precise we have to run them.
Yeah.
And I think what you also have to consider, I think we talked about this one of the days you weren't here, the fact
one of
that
the numerous days you were
wow,
there.
see how nice I am?
Yeah, no, I would not listen to Bill. Go ahead.
He came back and pointed out, or he didn't point out, but I pointed out that you got a lot of young, inexperienced wide receivers out there.
Yeah, you do.
Now, he and Dak included CD in some of his route runs.
And Troy included.
I mean Troy included.
Yeah,
not Dak. Troy. Yeah, sorry. And so, but yeah, I mean, there's a reason why the connections haven't been there if the routes aren't what you're expecting. Even, the interception in the end zone.
Yeah,
his route wasn't precise.
Right.
Now Dak got a little greedy instead of checking it down.
Of course he did.
Right.
Of course he did. That was a bad throw. It was a bad throw.
Bad decision.
It was up. Bad decision. It was up to your receiver to come and help remedy that.
Right.
I mean, that's what he's out there for.
And he should have run the route deeper into the corner of the end zone and not allow that guy to drop back.
But even if he tried to run the route deeper into the corner of the end zone, I thought the ball was still flat.
Well, maybe he would have thrown it differently.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
Which allowed the corner to come off or the safety to come off.
No, the corner came off.
The corner, he was a corner.
Yeah.
But he was covering the out route to Tolbert, right?
It was a cover too.
Yeah.
It looked like a cover.
And he dropped off, and it's like you're not expecting. When you probably look at the video, you're supposed to be covering that. What are you doing back there?
Right. No, he made a heads-up play. Heads-up play.
So it's a combination of things. But the quarterback's always going to take responsibility. That's their job, right? That's why you get paid so much.
No doubt.
Right? I told the story today on the Fan when they asked me similar about Dak always, being positive and going forward. I said that's part of the job of the quarterback. The quarterback's the face of the organization.
I've never heard Troy or Romo blame any of their wide receivers on anything.
The worst I've seen, and I think it might have been this past game, Mahomes, somebody dropped a pass, and he did an eye. They had a facial shot of him, and he rolled his eyes like, seriously?
Well, yeah,
catch
that
the
happens.
ball.
That
right?
happens.
Yeah, but
you're under duress back there in the pocket,
say
bro.
it.
Yeah, I have an opportunity. I have the right to be a little upset about that.
It was like maybe 2018, and Dak was talking about how he needed to be better, and his passes aren't here or there, and a lot of it was drop balls, tip balls, guys not catching the ball the way they should.
And letting the DB get the inside position on
right,
them.
not crossing their face, right? And so he was walking off after all that, and I kind of was looking at him. He goes, "What are you looking at?" I said, "I'm looking for stab wounds."
Falling on the sword.
Yes, exactly. That's what I told him. And he kind of smirked, and he goes, "I'm the quarterback."
Yeah.
And that's what they got to do.
Well, to me, I hope I'm not oversimplifying things. We needed CD in camp. Thank God Dak was in camp. What if he would have held out?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been really crazy.
And he could have.
And he could have. I don't know if their contract situation was the same. Did CD have a year left on his deal?
CD was franchised.
Okay.
Dak had 1 year left.
Okay.
But it was guaranteed.
Right.
He was going to make $17 million.
I think they needed the work. They needed the work, and it is. You can see it, and so you say, okay, CD's not here. I'm going to work on my connection with Cook. You got Cooks here, who was doing his job in training camp, but then he was overworked. Now you come into
Knee was sore.
Knee was sore. He got about 3 games in. Now he's not here. And that was the guy that you were working with the entire training camp, trying to get a rapport with.
And it was a good one,
It
too,
was a
by the
good
way.
one until he's not there anymore. So
Right.
now you're dealing with the receiver who's you got a great connection with last year, 2 potential MVPs. He had a chance to come into camp. He didn't. And now you're depending on the guy who was not there in camp.
And number 3 is now number 2. Number
2,
4 and 5
now
are number
3 and 4.
Yeah. And the number 1 it wasn't in camp. So
You gotta. I don't know what's going on with he and the tight end, but just like with Troy Aikman and Novacek, just like with Romo and Witten, you got to go to Ferguson. You got to go to Ferguson, bro. They're not going to him enough.
you're preaching to Bill.
He's not getting the looks that he should get. And I'm pretty sure he's running some good routes because I've never seen anything but good routes from him. And he's a guy, I would go for the 50-50 ball. I mean, even if he's covered, but he's got position, he may be still covered, but I still got to take a chance and give him an opportunity to show his athleticism. And that will take a big burden off of you. Big burden off of you.
Especially after the way he runs with the ball after he
Thank
gets
you,
it,
man.
right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's one of the matchups, not a matchup, but one of the intriguing, 2 of the intriguing personalities in this game. Jake Ferguson for the Cowboys and the tight end for the 49ers, George Kittle.
Now, Kittle, is he playing? They've got issues just like we do.
The injury report says he limited practice, so
He's playing.
He's playing. Did not practice, limited practice.
The look on your face,
He's
Bill.
gone.
This guy.
He's playing.
Look at this guy.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
And I think that from and not to get distracted, 2 guys did not practice. Givens, the backup defensive tackle to Malik Collins, and then Jawan Jennings did not practice. He didn't play last week, so I bet he's probably out. Jake Moody, the kicker, is probably out. They signed onto the practice squad Carlson, and is it
Anders
Anders?
Carlson, who kicked last week for them.
Right, kicked a short field goal. And
the onside kick.
And then messed up the
Anders
Still getting the
onside
kick out of that, aren't you?
Carlson.
Oh, wow. Good kick out of that.
And then
Just hope you're in a position where you get to see him try another onside
I
kick.
hope so. I really do.
you think he's been practicing this week? And then Debo did not practice, and yesterday he was limited. But that's still, I think, a 50-50 thing, trying to come back from. I mean, how good could his conditioning be if you had water on your lungs?
Well, my experience as a doctor is that he probably will not be able to play a full.
So you're looking
Okay,
at
Dr. Choi.
Dr. David Chow.
Ciao.
you're looking at a team that's just about as decimated as ours is. And, you know, I look at this, us just having a good chance here. We have to rely on the guys that show us the toughness. You know, we're going to have to rely on our running back. We're going to have to rely on Ferguson. You know, because we got to show them something. You know, the trenches. With all these injuries and the specialists, the trenches are going to be extremely important in this game. I don't think it's going to be one of those pass-happy games. They're running for what? Over 100 yards a game. They're going to try to pound this ball down our throats until we can show somebody that we can consistently stop the run. They're averaging like 120 yards on the ground.
Even without McCaffrey.
Without McCaffrey.
Averaging 149.9.
Wow, that many?
Well, the guy's the second leading rusher in the league, Jordan Mason,
Yeah, and he didn't even play the second half one of the games.
because they were so far ahead.
No, he was
he's hurt.
Oh,
2 weeks
and
ago.
that's when
And then Garindo comes in and he
runs
goes
a
87.
75-yard run.
Right.
He ran for 97 yards on 4 carries.
Right. So
And those are actually, who is it? Mitchell is out too, has been out. And so Mason was actually their 3rd running back.
Isn't
And
that something?
Garindo's their 4th running back.
So let's talk about the
Let's do that after the break.
there you
Okay,
go.
what are we
Thank
going to
you.
talk about after the
I
break?
want to talk about the effect effectiveness of blocking without a star running back.
Okay, I like it. And we'll do that when Mick Shots continues in a moment.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
Miller Lite is brewed with great taste and only great taste.
The Miller Brewing Company would like to issue a correction. Miller Lite is brewed to be less filling. What are you doing here?
Miller Lite tastes great.
Look, I'm just reading the script. It says less filling.
That's not what my script says.
Well, mine said.
We'd like to apologize for the previous announcers. Miller Lite is in fact less filling and tastes great. Time to shine, legal guy.
Celebrate responsibly. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Beer. 96 calories and 3.2 grams carbs per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer.
Back to Mick Shots.
Sorry.
Speaking.
Stay connected with the Dallas Cowboys on your Connected TV. Catch up on all Cowboys content like player interviews, weekly TV shows, podcasts, docuseries like Deep Blue, where we won an Emmy Award with 24/7, but that's not included in this, and much more. Download the Dallas Cowboys Now app on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV.
By the way, I mentioned this to Mickey later in the day. I meant to celebrate your day yesterday.
What's that?
It was October 24th, 2024. Okay. It was Everson Walls Day yesterday, the 24th.
Hey, wow.
24th day of the month.
Only you would come up with something like
that's
that.
That's right. I thought I was going to welcame you back, and I forgot to do
you missed
that.
it, man.
So,
It'll never happen again.
Never happen
until
again.
next month. 24th of next month.
Yeah, will we be here?
Well, I meant in
Will we be working? Will we be working?
Well, maybe not. If anyone gets a copy of this one.
I didn't mean that. I meant Christmas Eve or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Or Thanksgiving. I don't know.
It's,
All right.
It's game day, November 24th. So we won't be working.
We won't be working.
Or at least
There you
not
go.
doing a podcast.
I've got one thing before you go to what you wanted to talk about, which was in the trenches,
the
right?
effectiveness of the guys in the trenches, our offensive linemen and defensive linemen, of course. But in this regard,
Like I said, I got one thing before you get into that.
you got one thing?
I got one thing. I
Yes,
want to
sir.
say George Kittle and Jake Ferguson.
Yes.
Okay.
Talk to me.
I think that when you look at these two guys, Jake Ferguson is a lot like George Kittle.
Oh, there's no doubt.
He's just 4 years younger than him. And it's interesting, George Kittle, his dad, Bruce Kittle, was an offensive tackle at Iowa, and then he's got a very interesting story. He was out of football and actually was a lawyer, and then he became a pastor, and then like 20 years later, in about 2009, 2010, his old college roommate, Bob Stoops, hired him as an assistant coach at
Back
Oklahoma.
to Oklahoma.
Back to Oklahoma. I started laughing.
But what's interesting is
Not to
relates
mention
to Jake Ferguson
his
is Kittle's dad worked at a major law firm in Madison, Wisconsin, and he was actually born in Madison, Wisconsin, across the street from Camp Randall Stadium on a college football Saturday, and they were looking out. And he actually, as a kid, grew up dreaming. Barry Alvarez, Jake Ferguson's grandfather, was the head coach at the University of Wisconsin then.
Of course, yes.
And he actually, early on,
He's still alive?
Yes. And he's probably listening right now. So a shout out to Barry Alvarez. Great guy. But Kittle actually wanted to be a Wisconsin Badger, and then they moved it back to Iowa. And then when Iowa offered his dad's alma mater, it was a no-brainer. He's going to Iowa, whatever. But anyway, there's a connection there between the Fergusons and the Kittles in Madison, Wisconsin, and that's where Ferguson grew up, in Madison, Wisconsin, and went to high school there and stuff. But I just think that even their personalities are similar.
Tattoos too.
And they're
got tattoos.
They can have an eccentric personality at times, and Kittle. In fact, Mickey, you were in there yesterday. Will McClay was doing a telestrator segment for the Coaches Show, and he was one of the things he was talking about was Kittle and just how smart he is. Yeah. And he says he's up there top 5 blocking tight ends in the league. Oh, and I think Ferguson has that potential. He's a smart guy, and on this telestrator segment, Will was talking about just look at Kittle in the run game, how important it is. It was a run to the left, and you could see his mind at work and just picking out who he needed to block.
Who was the most dangerous person available.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
There was a corner route, much like the interception that Dak threw to CD, which you saw that one, and the adjustment that Kittle made on his route, undercutting the cornerback who was laying back just like on the Lamb.
In the game.
But he still was able to maneuver his route to get back to the pylon where he knew that the quarterback was throwing to the pylon, and adjusted his body and made a catch for the touchdown.
I saw that. That was I saw that.
And he kept
hell of a play.
He kept the DB behind him.
Yeah, right. And
he
basically
bodied him out. Yeah, he bodied him out. Yeah.
Like a basketball
player. Yeah, that's how you do it.
And those kind of cerebral plays, and Jake Ferguson's got that about him too.
Yes.
And so anyway, that's what I wanted to say about those.
No,
two.
I thought you were going to say his father was Ron Kittle.
Yeah. White Sox baseball player.
Get out of this guy with the White Sox. He loves. See, you get Oklahoma White Sox. You guys are drowning in your little legendary stuff. No, but really getting back to
in the trenches. Now let's get in the trenches.
Yeah, what's important.
And by the way, to set you up on this,
yes, sir.
What are the Cowboys? They're running the ball. They are 32nd in the league in rushing on offense.
How many teams in the NFL?
Last count, there were 32. Defending the run.
So why didn't you just say last?
28th in the league in defending the run.
Damn, that's bad.
Yeah.
And yet I have more confidence in our offensive line than our defensive line for some strange reason. I think we could put together a good game.
Well, at least the projected starters are there.
Well, and plus you put together some games to where the running game wasn't overwhelming, but it was enough to keep the defense honest.
Right.
And we're not just talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers game. So you see San Francisco with that offensive line and with a third and fourth team running back. Mm-hmm. And they open the holes for anybody that's back there. I don't know much about Purdy in regards to his scrambles, but I would imagine they held the rush off enough to where he can make that decision because some people were being covered down the field. Their wide receivers right now are not getting open, just like our wide receivers are not getting open.
Well, he's averaged 4.5 a carry.
Purdy. That's because everyone's playing man-to-man, and he's taking off.
Right, and he's got 17 first downs.
There you go. There you go.
In 7 games.
So I don't want our quarterback doing that. I mean, we know why. But I do want our offensive line to understand that you don't need a great running back in the backfield to have a great running game. So I'm looking forward. That's why I always look forward to Dowdle doing well, no matter what we have up front. I look forward to Zeke coming in and making something happen, regardless of what we have up front. But I'm not the one that needs to believe in them. They're the ones that need to believe in themselves. So, to me, I think it's doable, but it's up to them to believe it.
You know, he had, against the Rams, 10 carries for 41 yards. Purdy. So he's been pulling it down a little bit more than
And I'm not worried
normal.
about the distance. I'm worried about how many times it moves the chains.
4 for 33
That's what I worry
against
about.
Arizona.
That would be 17.
17. Yeah, that's huge.
Because, I mean, you look at Jaden Daniels, you look at Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson. They're tops in the league in rushing first downs by a quarterback, and they're in the 20 to 25 range.
Yeah.
So Purdy's not that far behind.
No.
And to put it in perspective, he only had 15 last year in 17 games.
I was going to say, we were not aware of this ability
Aspect of his
to
game.
do it
Yeah.
as much as he's doing it.
And
you
part
can
of that
tell
may
he
be
never wanted to run last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And part of that may be he doesn't have that McCaffrey to dump the ball
right.
off to.
Good one. Good one.
So he's having to do it himself at times. And the other thing about San Francisco's offensive line is they are healthy. They've been healthy. In fact, until Trent Williams got ejected from the game last week against Kansas City, it was late in the game. He missed 9 plays. I think I totaled up on their offensive line. They only had missed a handful of snaps with their starters on their offensive line so far this season.
I don't think he minded getting kicked out of the game. He's kind of tired.
Should have got
He's not back in shape
Should
the
have
way
got
he wants
kicked
to
out
be.
of the previous one.
What happened?
Threw a punch.
Did he?
Got it flagged. I want you to count how many times he's not on the line of scrimmage. Okay, that's your job.
Oh,
This is a Mickey pet peeve. Is this a Mick shot?
I need extra.
Yes.
Is this a
I need
Mick
extra
shot?
paper.
And the fact that he grinds his back toe into the ground and they never call
And he
a
gets
false
it off
start.
fast. He gets off fast.
What is that?
Early. I'll say early.
So you don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Oh, I'm sure he'll be. He's pretty good, but I think he gets away with stuff.
Oh, he reminds me of Eric Williams back in the day.
Yeah.
That's exactly who he reminds me of. Old Eric Williams, not the one we know now.
The one that it's one of the final 31.
That's right.
What do they call us? What do they call you? Semifinalists? Is that the semifinalists?
We're not semi yet.
Okay, you're quarter.
That would more be
finalists.
quarter, I think, because
Yeah.
you go from. I talked to
Although
Myers
they don't
about
call
this.
it that, but
Yeah.
Eric's only halfway there. He's one of 50.
oh, that's right,
Eric
because he's in the
Modern-
he's in the
yeah,
modern day.
modern
He's
day,
he's
yes.
not an old timer like Jefferson.
He's modern. He doesn't have gray hair yet.
It's Harvey Martin and
No, he
Everson who
still
are the
dyes his
old-timers.
hair, okay? That's my point. He still dyes his hair, frosted tips and all that kind of
And
stuff.
by the way, I noticed yesterday that Ed Tootal Jones is one of the
Yes.
new
No doubt.
members of the being
Texas.
inducted into the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, along with Richmond Webb
Mm-hmm.
out of Dallas Roosevelt and Miami Dolphin great, and
Eugene
Cedric, the
Lockhart.
late Cedric Benson as well.
I think Lockhart's going into the Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame
All right.
soon. I think that's going to be next year.
My question is, how could it taken this long for Tootal to get in
bro.
and for Richmond Webb for that matter, but
Yeah.
especially Tootal going back to the set for him going into the Texas Sports Hall of Fame? Shouldn't he already be
All
in
of
there?
this stuff, all this Hall of Fame stuff is crazy.
Like 10 years ago?
Everson, are
At
you
least.
in the Texas Sports Hall of Fame?
I am in Texas sports and black.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Oh,
good.
double.
Okay.
And
Because
once
I was
again, if I was going to say what's not fair, I'm going in for him. I mean, I got time. Thank God I had time, to get in, but I don't know why they look at things the way they look at
Well,
them. in the Hall of
College
Fame.
Football Hall of Fame, right?
Who?
You.
No.
No?
No.
No.
NCAA?
Yeah.
No.
Black College
Of
Football
course.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So your picture is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame for that.
For that. Yeah, only that because that's our home. They had to put me in there because they put all of us in there. But they have a nice little
there's a
display. They sent one.
Canton.
They just sent one to me.
Yeah.
And Ron Springs is on one of the slideshows.
Okay.
When I donated.
Now, one of the things I think on the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, and I know this was going on when maybe when Emmett or a very well-known player was going to be inducted, it was obvious he's going in, is availability and whether they can make it to Waco on whatever date it was going to be. And so there can be a delay as far as that goes on players.
Well, I'm sure Ed's got
But over the course of 3 decades, I would think that Ed Too Tall Jones would have had it
find a way down there, yeah. Well, hell, you're getting older now. I think he's got gout, man. Now it's like, hey, man, I might not feel like going. I got gout. Come on.
All right, we have our picks to click and who's going to win on Sunday night when we come back on Mix Shots.
The Medal of Honor is our country's highest military award for valor in combat. More than 40 million individuals have served in the armed forces since the Civil War. Fewer than 4,000 have received the Medal of Honor. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a place to preserve these legacies and inspire America. It's being built right next door to the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Help us honor our country's greatest heroes. Learn more and get involved at mohmuseum.org.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Back to Mixed Shots.
The Cowboys take on the 49ers in Santa Clara on Sunday, October 27th. So we're hosting another free watch party presented by 7-Eleven. Join us at Miller Lighthouse at AT&T Stadium to watch the game with Cowboys Nation. Cue Thunderstruck Spags because the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders are performing and Rowdy will be there too.
That sounded like a
Watch the game, grab a Slurpee, and cheer loud. Get your free tickets at dallascowboys.com/watchparty. There you go.
And not a mix shot, a shot.
Sunday night football this week. Cowboys and the Niners. Doesn't get much better than that.
Man,
that's what they were counting on. They probably weren't counting on 3-4 and 3-3.
Doesn't
right?
matter. It makes it even more important.
Still
makes it more important.
Well, when we had to fill out
teams.
something before the season, and they wanted to pick out like the game or the critical game, this is the one I picked. Not because of the situation they're both in right now, just that with what the 49ers had done to the Cowboys, I figured this was going to be a good litmus test to see just where they're at and, see if they can get over the hump against that team. Well, that team's not that team that we thought, and the Cowboys aren't either. Yeah. So kind of a strange irony to the importance of this game, not for who had supremacy, but who may survive.
Yes, there you go. That's a good one.
Yeah, right?
That's a good one.
And knowing what the Cowboys have coming up after this, that this is when it looked like 5 games in a row, well, this is the only one against a team with a losing record.
Wow. Of all teams.
Of all teams.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty important game.
It is a very important game for both teams, and it's time for us to, unless you got something else you want to share before we make our picks and our picks to click and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Everson, I know you've given it a lot of thought.
I have, and I know that you guys have already chosen the person that I was going to use.
What makes you say that?
Because we already talked about him already.
Oh,
we both talked about him glowingly.
Bill would have picked it.
I've got my reason for picking it, but I'll let you
go ahead,
make
do
the
it.
pick, and then I'll tell you why I'm picking him.
All right,
but I go with a secondary one.
I thought you meant in the secondary.
Oh, okay. Well, you go.
That's right.
You go with a secondary one.
I'm gonna go with my boy number 13. That's Overshown, right?
Yes.
That's who I'm going with.
Overshown.
He's gonna He's gonna have a whole lot of opportunities to make some plays.
You think Brock Purdy's gonna get
in this game?
You think Brock Purdy's gonna get 17 first downs if Overshown?
All right. He's also gonna be the guy who's gonna be playing downhill on the San Francisco 49ers. I'm hoping our defensive line comes through and Mozzie Smith plays the way he's supposed to play. Be more consistent is what I'm looking for Mozzie. But it's going to really help out Overshown and see him filling those holes that he needs to fill, like I said, going downhill. He's going to get, I'd say, a fumble recovery.
Okay.
That's just how strong this guy's going to be playing. He's going to be lights out.
How about a scoop and score?
You know, I think he would be the guy that probably caused the fumble.
Okay.
I don't think he'll be the one to return it.
But
I'm going to give him at least 9 tackles in the game.
Okay.
Forced fumble and a sack. Cowboys win 20-16.
20-16.
20-16.
All right. I like it.
All right.
Mickey is looking over his notes.
I had something that I wanted to point out.
No, man, it's too late for that, bro.
Can I double down on my guy that was my
You want to put that microphone up where you can
pick to click in the Detroit game?
Who was
I don't remember who that was, but
it was Cavante Turpin.
Oh.
Okay.
Because he was.
Yeah.
Because he gained the most yards on kickoff returns. Because he had so many returns, right?
That's a damn shame.
But his receiving numbers have gone up. He's had 2 consecutive 4-catch games. I think he can make a difference, and I think that the 49ers will be foolish enough to kick to him. And so watch out for Cavante
on
Turpin.
that natural grass, guys, natural grass.
And since I've gone back and forth on this one, and as I told the guys on the fan, I said, "Can I pick a tie?" Because I can't decide. So I think I'm going to go Cowboys 23, Niners 21.
I'm going to change mine.
Okay.
Only because 20-7, I don't trust.
20-16.
2017. No, 2017.
Oh, 2017.
I don't trust their kicker
to make 3.
So
okay.
I'm going 20
he could
to
miss
17.
an extra point or something.
Well, damn, he's that bad. If he's that
actually,
bad,
I think he missed one last week. I think.
But that's his first kick, his first extra point.
Okay.
In a long time.
All right.
I think he's practicing this week.
It was a 28-18 loss to Kansas City, so something was funky about their score. Yeah.
Well, they probably didn't trust him.
And so
they were just going for 2 points. Yeah.
He missed an extra point.
There you go.
He was 0 for 1.
Hey, so it may be 20-16. I'm staying with 17. I'm sticking with
20-17.
Yes, sticking with 20-17.
All right. Here's what the game's going to come down to. Okay. There's going to be 58 seconds left.
Okay.
And the Cowboys are going to be faced with a 3rd and 3 at the 49ers.
1 yard line, Bill.
6 yard line.
The 6 yard line?
Okay, yeah. Okay. The Cowboys are going to be.
How'd you get down there?
58 seconds left. 49. The Cowboys are going to be faced with a 3rd and 3 at the Niners' 6 yard line. Dak Prescott's going to be flushed out of the pocket to the right.
To the right.
To the right. Leonard Floyd is going to be in his face. And off his back foot, he's going to throw a pass to the right corner of the end zone. And soaring above the cornerback is going to be number 87, Jake Ferguson, for the touchdown.
Interesting.
That wins the game 28-27.
Who's he going to score it on?
They don't have a 24 on their team, or a 24 on their defense.
You're running back, right.
So I guess it's going to be.
That's not bad, Bill.
Okay,
That's
so it's a 28-27 revenge.
Wow.
It will be forever known as the Cowboys catch. Jake Ferguson, number 87.
The Cowboys catch.
You like that?
That's not bad.
So it should.
That's not bad. He put a little button, a little bow on it, and everything. I like that.
Charvarius.
And Everson Walls on the Cowboys charter will come back. What time do you arrive back?
Probably 4:30.
Okay, and Everson Walls will be at the airport to greet Jake Ferguson as he comes off the plane.
And
right?
we're going to take a picture together.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
Revenge at last. You like that?
I like it.
That's very good. You only get that stuff on Mick shots, okay?
No, you only get that stuff from Bill. Yeah.
I can't wait for that moment on the tarmac.
That would be hilarious if we get down there.
Will you go to the arrival and greet? Come on, you got to do it.
It's got to be a more important game than this.
But if it does
it's
happen,
just a regular season.
You need to be there with a camera.
We'll have a camera there. I will wake up.
Not
and I will be there.
If you be there.
Thank you. He'd be the only one. I know you ain't gonna be
I'll
there.
be there even if it's with my iPhone.
Man, we could
get you greeting Jake Ferguson.
If we get back there in January, okay, then we're good. If it's a January game, even if it's a regular season January game, I would be there.
I'm not full of confidence this is going to happen in January.
We're homers and we're not.
That's because you don't think both teams are going to be there.
Because the Niners are going to be 3-5 after
this.
Yes,
that's right. True. Yeah, we'll call it that.
You saw those Rams played last night, so
they gave me hope. The Rams gave me hope.
Yep. All right, I think that about does it.
Yeah, you about did it, man. You sure did.
Good sports night in Dallas last night.
One other thing, I love the tight ends in this game.
Yes,
and I love the fullbacks in this game. Kyle Juszczyk and Hunter Lipke.
You know what? I should have used Hunter. That's okay.
That's who I was going with. If you were taking Ferguson, I was going with Lipke.
I should have done that.
But it's a throwback. It's a throwback to
it's going to be the Pittsburgh
game. Moose Johnston versus Tom Rathman back in the 90s when both these teams were going to Super Bowls.
Do I need to get some rain so it's a muddy field?
I think the field is already. I guess it's an okay field, but
it's grass.
It's grass, but I think they've worn it out a little bit, which is good.
But at least it's not below sea level.
I didn't say it was mushy. I just said worn out.
Mushy.
Yeah, it was mushy back then.
That's polite.
Actually, I was thinking there's similar stories on both sides. Even when you compare Dak and Brock Purdy, when you look at what they did in college, Dak was the best quarterback that Mississippi State had. And Brock Purdy at Iowa State.
Yeah.
He had a great college career at Iowa State.
Like
revitalized the program. What Iowa State's doing now, a lot of that has to do with what Brock Purdy was doing for 4 years there.
Inexperienced running backs.
And you got the running backs. You got Jordan Mason, who was an undrafted guy out of Georgia Tech, and you got Rico Dowdle, who was undrafted out of South Carolina.
That's crazy.
And maybe
bigger backs.
And maybe some guy named Cook.
You got 2 left tackles from Oklahoma.
I'm hoping Cook plays, man. I really do.
You got two left tackles from Oklahoma, Trent Williams and Tyler Guyton, 2 future Hall.
So what's up with Guyton, man? Is he gonna play?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
He's back. They're back where they all belong.
So when's Dalvin Cook gonna get on the field?
I got a feeling. I don't know about get on the field, but I get a feeling active. Which is a step in the right direction.
If he could be active and not get on the field?
Well, I don't know.
When you look at what they're doing with him, is he getting any runs?
In practice?
Yeah.
Well, we don't get to see all that.
Because I don't know. I'm hoping he is because, you just don't want to throw
And what
the
do
guy
you
out
do with the game day roster if...
Well, so one running back has to be inactive then.
Right. Well, Vaughn has been inactive here
Yeah.
lately, even without Dalvin Cook coming up. So can you have Dalvin Cook and Zeke Elliott who aren't doing anything on special teams?
Have three of them?
Well, would Hunter be considered? He's not considered.
He's special teams.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably can find another linebacker to be active.
Well, the other thing, they got a roster spot with John Stevens. He'll be going on IR.
Right.
And so someone's going to be taking that roster spot that when the announcement comes out tomorrow.
It could just be empty. And
they could, but I mean, there is a spot where they can put somebody.
But I don't know if you're going to elevate somebody from the practice squad.
Well, you have Deron Bland.
You don't need to use that.
You have Deron Bland, who is on IR.
Right.
Who could take the John Stevens roster spot.
Right, when he's ready to go.
Whenever he's ready, but that may be a week away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did not put Parsons on IR.
Right.
So...
he's expected to come back then, so...
Well, maybe next week, but he's on the roster.
Yeah.
You've ruled him out?
Oh.
When the injury report comes out today, he's going to be listed as doubtful.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, he hadn't practiced
they won't
yet.
rule him as out because McCarthy said Saturday's a big day.
Right. But think about it. You've been out 3 weeks?
4 weeks.
4 weeks,
It's been
right?
a month now.
This is a fourth at the end. He hadn't practiced in pads. Hadn't practiced, but maybe once if it's Saturday, and it's not a full-blown competitive practice.
Is IR 4 games or 4 weeks?
4 games. But he's not on IR.
I know.
Yeah.
Maybe he should have been.
Well,
I mean, you're talking already 4 weeks.
it's just one less guy you got to have inactive on Sunday.
Gotta go.
Okay, we're going to go.
Oh, man.
All right.
51.
Yep, it is. We're way past time. So we will be at the airport to greet the Cowboys when Everson Walls greets Jake Ferguson, and we'll be here to talk about it at noon on Monday here on Mick Shots.
Oh, man. Go Cowboys, I tell you.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!